Hello everybody. In this video, we will try to understand some of the simple JavaScript concepts. Here I created a web page consisting of a table. And if you observe, there's an HTML document here. And we have head section here and body section here. And in the body section, I'm trying to populate a table. And the table has an ID, name, age list. Now, the table has two sections in HTML table, right? One is t-head, another one is t-body. So t-head basically shows the header and t-body shows the body of the table. That means whatever headers we want to show for the table, those we show in the t-head. And here, the headers that we are willing to show for this particular table are ID, name, and age. So below the ID, I want to populate an ID number. And below the name, I want to populate a name. Below the age, I want to populate age. So ID, name, and age, these three fields form a row. So if I want to have, let us say, 10 records in my HTML table, I can populate 10 rows of ID, name, and age each for each row. Now, the body section of this HTML table, I am trying to populate by using JavaScript. How I am doing it? You can check it here. I have written a function using JavaScript. So in JavaScript, we write functions by using a keyword function. And then the function name and the arguments. These are actually the parameters. We can say the parameters, the function actually trying to accept. And now this function I'm calling 3 times here because I want to populate 3 rows for the table. So the function is create name age entry. And here I'm sending arguments. So when I was sending data this way, these are called arguments. And the variables that are receiving these arguments are called as parameters in JavaScript. Now, I'm passing 1 John Doe and 25. And when I'm passing these 3 arguments, they come and settle down in these 3 parameters. And now here I'm trying to create an element that is tr. Tr represents, basically this element can represent a row, in a table. So document.create element of tr, then it's nothing but it's actually creating a row. And then I'm using document.create element again. See, this particular function document.create element, this particular create element function is able to create an element in JavaScript. So the element is basically an HTML tag. So here tr is an HTML tag, td is an HTML tag. Again, these tds are HTML tags only. So the argument or the input for create element function is typically an HTML tag. Now, I created a row. That means it's a row element, basically create element tr. So basically I created the tr tag. Now inside the tr tags, we need the TD tags. TR represents a row, TD basically represents a value for a particular column or particular cell, you can say, basically, right? So I'm creating a TD here, 3D element, and I'm naming it as ID call. And for that ID call, I'm adding a text content, and the text content is typically coming from here. That is 1 for the first one. So ID is 1. So ID call dot text content is 1. Now again, I'm creating another cell value, that is name, for name column, another value, that is John Doe. Then for the next one, that is 25, is basically the age I'm passing here, and this age being utilized here to assign the text content for this particular TD element. So by calling this one each time, we're able to create, let us say I'm calling it for the first time, I created 1 John Doe and 25. For this, I am able to create the row. Now, these column values or the cell values here, I need to append as children to this particular row. Here, I created a row, I created the cell values, but till now, there is no connection being created to that row and the cell values. By using the function append child, I am able to make this ID call as one of the cell values of this particular row. So this particular row, basically I want this particular row should have 3 values, because in the HTML you can see I have ID, name, and age. So I want these 3 values. Now, so I'm appending them as children here. Append child, that ID call I'm sending, and then name call, and then age call. Now row has basically 3 values, and these 3 values are ID, name, and age. Now I have created a row basically with this particular 3 rows, 3 lines of code here. I'm able to create a single row with one call here, right? Only one single call, this one. Now the row is created. Now the row does not have any connection with the table till now. I want to create the connection between the table and the row by using this query selector. So document.query selector, and the main thing here is this particular ID, name, age, list. So this particular ID is present here. This is the table ID. So this is the way how the table is going to be recognized in this particular JavaScript. This particular tag, the table tag, is basically recognized by this ID, name, age, list. So I'm using this name, age, list. Here, if you observe this name, age, list, see here, n must be a smaller one, right? And better we have the same ID being used here. So the name, age, list, as it is an ID, we're using the hash symbol. If it is a class name, we would be using dot symbol. No, now it is hash symbol I'm using, hash name, age, list. And in the name, age, list, what I'm referring to? I'm referring to t-body. The name, age, list, I'm referring to this t-body. So to this t-body, I'm trying to append this particular row as a child, right? So here we're following one hierarchy. if you observe this T-body section, in this T-body section, we are adding rows, TRs. So in each TR, we have TDs. How many TDs we want? 3 TDs, because we have 3 headings here. So 3 TDs we are adding for each TR. So T-body is nothing but the parent of TR, and TR is the parent of TD. In other words, you can say TD is the child of TR and TR is the child of T-body. So now I'm using document.query selector and I'm recognizing, or I'm trying to get this particular ID reference so that I can refer to this particular table by this name age list ID. Then after using the ID, I'm using the T-body here, right? Because with this particular ID, I'm going one step down so that I can refer T-head or T-body. I'm referring T-body in this particular table. So the table is basically recognized by this ID, and then I am recognizing this T-body. Then in the T-body, or to the T-body, I am actually adding this append child, right? So here I am identifying the T-body and I'm storing it here in this variable. This is nothing but the T-body, and to that I am appending the child and the row is appended. So that's where for each call here, I'm basically appending one row to the T-body, and the row consists of these 3 values as TDs or the cell values. Now for each call, I'm basically creating a row. So actually, I'm trying to create 3 rows here. If you want, you can create another row as well, right? So if you want, you can create another row also, or if you want, you can create another row. As many rows as you want, you can create, right? So thanks for watching this video. And now you need to see the execution here, right? So I'm using live server to show this one. So you need to basically go to this index.html, and then I'm using VS Code for this particular, this one, the programming editor is VS Code here, Visual Studio Code. You can download it directly. And then I am using an extension here. If you go to this particular part, extensions, right? So there you can just type live server. Now you would see this live server here by Ritvik Day, and then you can just click on it and just install it. As I already installed it, it is showing uninstall icon for me, uninstall symbol for me. Now you just go there and try to download that extension, and now you can see here in the index.html, just right click and you can see open with live server. Just by clicking on it, it will show the output for you. And so this is the screen that you can see here. And these are the 5 records we basically added. Thanks for watching this video. In our next video, I will try to discuss the same thing with some variation. Thank you.